New Zealand versus Ireland will be the second quarterfinals of the 2019 Rugby World Cup. Check out this video for my opinion. Welcome back to SkinnyBru Rugby, guys. So it's quarterfinals time. We have England versus Australia, New Zealand and Ireland, Wales versus France, and then Japan versus South Africa. I will be doing a video with the imbiber for that last one, and I hope you guys check that one out. But for this one though, I'm gonna be focusing on the second one, New Zealand versus Ireland. I'll be looking at the history of the two teams, the form they've been in, the teams itself, and then at the end I will make my prediction of what the score will be. On the prediction front, the SkinnyBru pools stand like this at the moment, the top of it. Remember to join that if you want to, and also hit the subscribe button if you want to see more of my content. Getting to the game, a lot of people has labeled Ireland the underdogs for this game versus the mighty All Blacks. While the recent history for Ireland is actually good, they've won 2 out of the last 3 games they've played against New Zealand. Ireland's World Cup form has not been great. Ireland won 3 games in this World Cup, and then of course that shocking loss to Japan. New Zealand though, 3 out of 3 for them. One of their games were cancelled though, the last one against Italy, so that means they might be a little bit more rested. They had about 2 weeks off for this one. Before I get into the predictions, let's get into the teams. For the front row for New Zealand, it is Joe Moody Taylor, who is in for Coles, who is on the bench for his hamstring that he's been struggling with. Then Laulala, he completes the strong front row. For Ireland, they picked Cian Healy, Rory Best, who will be captain in his 124th cap for Ireland. Tad Furlong, who is probably one of the best front rowers in the world at the moment. I think this battle is going to be pretty interesting with these two front row packs coming up against each other. Second row, it's going to be Retallick, who continues his fight back from his injury with Whitelock. Both of them real threats at line-out time, and on the park itself, both of them can really make some good runs with the ball, get over that gain line, and both of them are probably some of the world's best locks. They are going up against Henderson and Ryan. It's a massive task they have on their hands to actually tame those giants from New Zealand. Ardie Savea is in at number 6 for New Zealand. Sometimes he's like another centre on the park for them. Sam Cane, who's going to be competing at the rucks, and then the captain Kieran Reid. For Ireland, they have went with the loose forwards of O'Mahony, Van der Fleer, and then Josh Stander, who is going to make some strong runs, I can guarantee that. Aaron Smith is at number 9, and he is joined by Mahunga for New Zealand. Mahunga, he really looks to be in his good form again, back on top as he was when he was playing for the Crusaders earlier this year, and for them you have to watch for that cross kicks. Conor Murray and Johnny Sexton will become Ireland's most capped halfback pairing ever with their 56 caps if they run out in this game, surpassing O'Gara and Stringer. Both of them are so important to the success of Ireland, especially Sexton. We've seen how they play if he is not on the park. The midfield is the most interesting for both teams. The All Blacks, they went with Anton, Leonard Brown and Goodhue. It's kind of a young pairing actually, meaning Sonny Bill Williams drops to the bench and Crotty is left out of the team completely. These two centres they went with is tackling machines. Both of them can tackle all day long, especially Anton Leonard Brown. He is a very good defensive organizer. But Ireland, they also have 2 good centres, with Aki being suspended for the rest of the competition. Henshaw and Ringrose is chosen. Ringrose, he has been in great form. He's doing his part on my fantasy team on SkinnyBru, really getting me points every week. On the wings, Reese and Bridge for the New Zealanders. Mahunga, he is their Crusaders teammate, and as I said, those cross kicks are going to be coming in behind the opposition wingers. It's so important in the All Black game at the moment. Fullback Beauden Barrett, he's that extra playmaker for the New Zealanders, and you can just expect him to join the line at key times in the match. Whenever he joins the line, it's usually the time they score tries. The fullback for Ireland though, they have the very experienced Connie, who is never out of position, and then the exciting Earls and Stockdale at the wings. The bench for New Zealand: Coles, Tuongafasi, Ta'avao, Scott Barrett, who brings some energy onto the park when he comes on, Todd, Sunnyball Williams, who has been in great form really with that offloads of his, and then Geordie Barrett, who can just slot in anywhere. He's just so versatile. The Irish bench is Scannell, Kilcoyne, Porter, Byrne, Ruddock, Carberry, Farrell and Lama, who has been in great form as well. He is pretty dangerous. What can we expect? New Zealand, they've been in great form and they are also rested for this one. But they haven't actually had a real decent opponent in the last month. The last one was against the Springboks, where they won by 10 points. Ireland, they are labelled the underdogs for this one. After that shock defeat to Japan, they lost the services to Aki last weekend, but they will definitely be battle ready after playing Scotland and Japan. Yes, they lost to Japan, but they will definitely be hurting after that and will want to prove themselves in this one. The main thing they would want to prove is that that was just an ambush, and so they will either be hurting or ready for revenge to prove to the world they can still beat the All Blacks. The teams in this one, the scrums will be pretty even. The Irish may be a little bit better. Moody has been struggling at times. Yes, I know a lot of people will be disagreeing with me. He hasn't given away a lot of penalties though. But he has been struggling. His side of the scrum does seem to be dropping a lot. Not that the referees are picking it up, but let me not go into it. This weekend the referees are gonna do a great job. Lineouts, New Zealand possesses two of the best locks in the world, so that there they have the upper hand. Loose forwards, it's pretty even. New Zealand may be a little bit better though, if you look at the players overall. Halfback pairing, it's going to be crucial, especially with Sexton and Murray on the park. If they kick on the right places, especially with that young wingers of the New Zealanders might be out of place every now and then, they might really catch the New Zealanders off guard or get them pinned back in their own half. A key here will be Beauden Barrett at fullback. He's like the second number 10 for the New Zealanders. If he joins the line, there's usually havoc that he causes, so the Irish really needs to look out for him. He's really an influential player when he finds the gaps. The wingers are going to be pretty interesting because all four of them have been dangerous throughout the year. Maybe not as much in the World Cup, but throughout the year they have been very dangerous. I think Ireland will really get close, but I don't think they're going to beat the New Zealanders. I think the All Blacks will win by 7 points. Guys, I hope you enjoyed that video. If you did, please hit that subscribe button. I do appreciate it. And then check out some of these other videos that will be popping up next to me. I will be doing a video for each of the quarterfinals. Cheers.